It's not like this guy needs an introduction, but I'm going to give it to him anyways. Brian Propp, 1,016 NHL games, 1,003 NHL points. He hails from Newdorf, Saskatchewan. We remember him, of course, as a Philadelphia Flyer, and of course, the longtime Dub fans, of which we are. Remember him with the Brandon Wheat Kings, where he scored 94 goals in one season, 1978-79. There he is, proper, looking great in New Jersey today. Brian, welcome to the RP Show. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How you doing? I would say started with guffaw. If people don't know what it is, that's my signature when I scored for the Flyers.
And there was a lot of them, by the way. And it's funny because you didn't finish in Philly, kind of bounced around a bit at the end, but you are a Philly Flyer. You're a Flyer great. And by the way, here's the trivia. Proper and my dad went into the Saskatchewan Rural Sports Hall of Fame, same class, 2002. Brian, not sure if you remember that or not, but how's pandemic life in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area where you reside now?
So it's been difficult the last 4 months because you had to be home, working from home and do everything virtual. But other than that, it's not too bad. You know, I stayed safe, and so I'm still doing well.
I got to ask you this about the Flyers. For me, it just kind of seemed like they came out of nowhere to get a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. But your old teammate, Rich Sutter, says they didn't come out of nowhere. They've been building for a while now. They got a great goalie. There's a lot of talent there. But Tom, because I still think they came out of nowhere. How did they do it to get this good entering the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Well, first of all, with the coaching that they had, like they have the 3 guys that would have lots of experience for coaching. And I think that they did it the right way. They gave a couple of the veterans a little heck every once in a while at the start, but they have 4 good lines. But of course, it helps to have in Hart and Elliott as goalies because Hart played really well at home, and that's why they won a lot of games at home.
I believe that Carter Hart will be the next great Canadian goaltender. I'm talking about Olympics. For his sake, hopefully not world championships proper, but we haven't really had one since Carey Price. Am I getting ahead of myself here, or do you think Carter Hart is that good?
No, he's that good, and he's as a leader with veterans already because he handles the press really well. He answers the question really well, and he backs up what he says. He doesn't blame anybody. He just plays the game and would keep going from game to game, and he doesn't let it bother you. So, and he gives a lot back with charities too. He does a lot of work with charities.
Good Edmonton kid, good Canadian boy. Now, but I have to ask you, Brian, we're all excited for the Stanley Cup playoffs to begin. But Brent Sopel came on here yesterday and ripped Gary Bettman, ripped the owners, said this is stupid. There should be no playoffs. They should just scrap it and pick up next year. Where do you stand on the return to play for the National Hockey League as we sit here today?
Well, I know. So I'm the ambassador for the Philadelphia Flyers every home game the last 5 years. And so I know the team and, they were doing really well and they have a chance. And so everybody that wants to play will be happy to get started again, even if it's later in the year. And so everybody wants to win a Stanley Cup, but it'll be difficult because there's so much time has been passed. But everyone will be healthy, and so it doesn't really matter where they are. They're going to be healthy and ready to go. But having the top 4 positions really helps the Flyers because they have to play against the other teams best of 5, and then they'll reseed, and so that helps them.
Absolutely. And as far as the fans go, I mean, you mentioned you haven't really been able to get outside. I know how populous it is down there, but are the Philly fans really excited to get hockey back, or have they kind of moved on? I mean, you might find this surprising, but here in Saskatchewan, some people are saying just, again, scrap it and move on. How much do you really love hockey? Are you going to be watching in August? What's the Philly hockey fan take down there right now?
Well, I think they're excited for it because the playoffs last year, and so it gives them a chance to win a Stanley Cup, as I said. And the fans are excited. I mean, there's a lot of people in Philadelphia and South Jersey and Delaware, and so they're all looking forward to seeing how they can win a cup for them.
Proper now to the real fun questions. Up here, they've been airing classic games, of course, on Sportsnet and TSN. And the 87 Stanley Cup Final, every game's been re-aired. And these were some wild, wild games, as you know. Were the 1987 Philadelphia Flyers the best team to not win a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, because Edmonton was so powerful in 87, but Hextall played really well, and he kept us in, and I had a couple good series in the finals. I remember probably the best playoff game I ever played was Game 5 in Edmonton. I had 4 assists, and we won 4-3, and then we forced a Game 7, where I scored in Game 6 to tie the game, and then JJ scored. So it gave the Flyers just a chance to win. But Edmonton was too powerful, and Tim Kerr was hurt, and Mark Howe was hurt, and Poulin was hurt, and Elka was hurt. So a lot of people remember us for how we played as a team and tried to get a Stanley Cup.
I guess I'm going to ask you about your Brandon days in a moment, but the viewers are chiming in. One, Doyle, the manager at Wendell Clark's in Saskatoon, Classic Bar and Grill. They have us on there. He says, good morning from Wendell's. So all our friends in Saskatoon watching proper. Our technical producer, Ryan Baracco, we call him Rocco, wants to know if you've met Gritty, the infamous Flyers mascot that's taken the world by storm. I assume you have. Do you have any Gritty stories?
Yeah, I do, because I was at every home game, and so he usually went through the teams, and I saw him every once in a while just to say hi. But I took his pictures, and at a couple of charity events, I was talking with him, and and also he might show up at my wedding in September 25th in New Jersey.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, hey, I did some mascot events this summer. Social distancing, wearing a mask works perfect for mascots. Now, Brian, of course, we're big-time Dub fans, as are you. Western Hockey League. And you look at this. For the kids, Brian had 94 goals in 78-79. And I spent 15 years with the Regina Pats going into the Keystone Center, or Westman Group Place, as it's called now, Westman Communications Group Place. And those banners still hang in the rink very ominously, Brian. You were part of putting them up there. How much do you think about your days in Brandon and how high-powered that Viking offense was?
Yeah, it was really good, and the year before, from the Melville Millionaires, when I was 15, I won the MVP of the league that year and broke the scoring there too. And Jerry James was my coach, and so I learned from him how he prepared, especially because football was he played football and hockey, and he learned how to make them ready, work up and things like that. But then I was in Brandon. I was there my first year, and we had the 3 of us were the top scoring in the league that year. And then I won a couple of scoring chances in a couple of years. But Duncan McCollum was a great coach for all of us. And of course, having Brad McCrimmon, Ray Allison with me the 3 years, and then Bill Derlego and Glenn Hanlon and the Semenka and a bunch of people like that, and Laurie Boschman, it made it easier because we had a good team, and we learned how to win in an early way.
Well, as one of our viewers, Rod Monroe writes in, Propp, Allison, and Derlego, one of the best WHL lines ever, and Propp's 94 goals in 78-79 are third most in a WHL season. However, we were looking this up before the show. Was it 7 goals in a game?
Yeah.
What's the ridiculous record you still hold for most goals in a game? What do you remember about that night? Is that true? 7 goals you scored in one game?
Yeah, that was 7 against Portland in Brandon, and so I was a rookie that year, and so it just kept happening, and I had an assist too, and I think a couple other guys had hat tricks. So just the way it worked, it was one night that everything clicked, and of course Dunk put me in all the time, so gave me a chance just to set that record.
You're talking about the legendary Dunk McCallum, and I got to ask you this: with all that talent, what was the Wheat Kings' secret? in terms of recruiting back in? Because there was no draft at that time. So what was the Wheat Kings' secret to getting all you guys under one roof?
Well, I think it helped that Brad McCrimmon, he played for PA, and then I played for Melville, and so we knew each other, and so from that skating. I have a page, so I'll get it up. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like they did a good job putting the right guys together with character, and of course, having Brad McCrimmon with me, he was a good leader, and he helped me because I was really quiet. I didn't talk too much when I was 17 and 18, and so he just kind of led me by example.
Did the talking for you, in other words. And here's a good way to end it, Brian. Emery Wolf writes in, he's watching on Facebook Live. He says, as a Lanigan kid, it's always fun running into folks from Neudorf. Both towns are pretty proud to say Brian is from their town. Well, you can only be from one town proper, so can we settle it today? What is your hometown?
So I was born in near Lanigan. So we had a hospital 10 minutes ago. It was Jansen. My dad was a Lutheran minister. So I lived there for 4 years, and then we moved to Neudorf. That's where I grew up and knew a lot of people. And, like even Stoll was there, and Litzmanberger in Neudorf. So I can say that I grew up in Neudorf, and so most of it is from being Neudorf.
You can claim 3. Sounds like that you can claim 3, Neudorf, Lanigan, and Jansen, and nobody's going to complain about that. That's actually a pretty cool thing. Sheldon Winan is watching, and he says, hi, Brian. I still remember you giving me your stick after a Melville Millionaires game. I was thrilled as a 10-year-old kid. Too bad I shot right.
Yeah, but as long as he still has that.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Propper, we're going to let you go. This has been fun. I've been looking forward to getting you on the air for a long time. Hopefully we can do it again as these Stanley Cup playoffs get going and maybe get some analysis there. But good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks very much. I enjoyed your show.
All right, thank you. Philadelphia Flyers great Brian Propp joining us from New Jersey today. Actually, oh, dang, we were supposed to promote his business. Too late. Let's do that next time.
Sure.
I think he's in the financial field now. You say, hey, let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Propp, you're still there, I understand. There he is.
Good.
The guy said that you'd like to put a little plug in for what you're doing now. Would you mind talking about that?
Yeah, so the last 5.5 years, I've been working with Wolf Commercial Real Estate in New Jersey and Philadelphia, and we can do all work all over the U.S., and also my Brian Propp website. So I'm getting ready to open my own Guffaw brand of cigars from the Dominican Republic. And so they'll be ready in a week. And so if anybody wants to go on my website, there's a way that they can see the cigars. And because I special edition for my 425 goals, and numbered, and a little prize on them too. So, but they'll be really good. If you want to check out my website, there's a lot of things going on.
I'm typing it in right now. BrianPropp.com. Is that where we're going?
Yes.
Okay. Propper, how do you look so good at your age smoking cigars? That's the question that I have for you. Obviously, there's some healthy way of doing it.
Well, I still skate a couple days a week. I had a massive stroke almost 5 years ago, so where I couldn't talk or do things with my right hand. But my right hand doesn't work that well, so I have to do things left-handed. But I still skate with a group of guys that I know every Wednesday and Friday morning from 7 to 8:30. But the goalies that I play with aren't that good, so I can still score and do a guffaw with them. But
I believe
it's just invite only, but it's fun. And so I'm in good shape, and I feel good, and I'm very healthy.
Good for you, man. This is all positive here today, and I like it. Guffaw, the Guffaw brand cigars, BrianPropp.com. I got it up right here. Meet Brian, professional and community events and appearances, merchandise, and more, number 26. We got it. All right, Propper. Thanks for coming back on.
All right, thank you.
All right, Brian Propp from New Jersey. Now the comments are going like crazy. What a recovery story, too.
Big time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand.
For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.